that qama bi nafsih, that he is the one that is self-sufficient, and anyone else is standing by Allah, is standing by Allah. Allah is self-sufficient, meaning that he doesn't have no need from no one, but anyone else has a need from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? Qama bihi ghayru. Right? That he is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the self-sufficient. And also as-samad, meaning the one that doesn't have no need from no one and doesn't not need nothing. He doesn't need no food, he doesn't need no drink, he doesn't need nothing that barakallahu fikum it is of need. No need whatsoever. Right? As he mentioned, ma uridu minkum an yut'imun wa ma uridu minkum min rizqin, and I don't need no one to feed, no provision from you, and I don't need no food from you. He doesn't need no food from us. He doesn't need no provision from us. Lam yalid wa lam yulad. Lam yalid, he begat not, nor was he begotten. Meaning Allah doesn't have no children. And he, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, was not the child of no one. Wal-iyadhu billah. He doesn't have no child, and he is not, or he was not the child of no one. He was not given birth by no one. Right? He, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, lam yalid wa lam yulad. And the last, or the fourth part of this verse, which is very beautiful, is وَلَمْ يَكُلْ لَهُ كُفُوًا أَحَدٍ. And there is none that is equal to Allah. There is none that is comparable to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in whatsoever. There is none that is equal to Allah, and there is none that is comparable to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. None is equal to Allah or co-equal to Allah, nor none is comparable to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَلَهُ الْمَثَلُ الْأَعْلَى. And to Allah belong the high perfect example. Right? On another verse, وَلَيْسَ كَمِثْلِهِ شَيْءٍ. And Allah is not like no one. He is not like no one. He is not like no one. You cannot describe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and having in mind the characteristics of the human being. You know, when you describe something, you got to always be going from something that is similar. Right? If you're describing something, your departing point is something that is similar to that. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala cannot be described, right, and given similarity to anything from His creation. لِأَنَّهُ بَائِنٌ عَنْ خَلْقِهِ. Because He is distinct from His creation. طيب. And this is why certain things that we say, we got to be very careful in not saying it no more. Right? In some of our languages, we will say that, you know, وَالْعِيَاذُ بِاللَّهِ, we will say grandpa. Right? Right? Some in their language, they will refer Allah to, you know, grandfather Allah. وَالْعِيَاذُ بِاللَّهِ. Right? This is haram to say this. This is, Allah is not the father or the grandfather of nobody. He is not the father or the grandfather of no one. So therefore it is not permissible, barakallahu fikum, to use in those words that has a human connotation, wal-iyadhu billah. Those words that has reference in regard to the human being with Allah. Do they have that in your language? Like what?
I mean, the one I heard the most is the English one, the man upstairs.
Right, that's another one, barakallahu fikum. That's not your language though.
That's not.
I say when they say the man upstairs. Akhi, this is This is haram to say that. The man upstairs. And people be saying this. And sometimes you hear Muslims saying this, وَالْعِيَاذُ بِاللَّهِ, based on their ignorance. You know, and this is based on their ignorance. Saying things like this in your language. In Wolof we say Mam Yalla. Right. Which is not permissible to be said. I mean, yeah, the king. That's permissible. Alhamdulillah, you don't. Yeah, alhamdulillah. Credit to Muhammad Dukure. Naam. أخي أنا ما أكلت. Also in Surah Isra, verse number 46. قال الله تبارك وتعالى وإذا ذكرت ربك في القرآن وحده ولوا على أدبارهم نفورا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he mentioned what can be translated to mean وإذا ذكرت ربك في القرآن وحده, and when you make mention of your Lord alone, بمعنى إيش؟ لا إله إلا الله. بمعنى إيش؟ لا إله إلا الله. وإذا ذكرت ربك في القرآن وحده, if you make a mention of your Lord alone, بما in the Quran, بمعنى لا إله إلا الله. طيب, what do? They will ولوا على أدبارهم نفورا. That they will, والعياذ بالله, they will turn on their backs, fleeing in extreme dislike. They will be fleeing, meaning running away, turning to their back because of an extreme dislike that they have in regard to La ilaha illallah. Right? وَإِذَا قِيلَ لَهُمْ لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا اللَّهِ إيش? When you tell them to say La ilaha illallah, what do? Huh? Huh? No, when you tell them to say La ilaha illallah, yastakbirun, they reject the truth with arrogance. Yastakbirun, meaning they refuse the truth. They refuse La ilaha illallah with what? With arrogance. Wal-iyadhu billah. Showing what? That they hate La ilaha illallah. And this verse also, barakallahu fikum, it means also the proof of the Tawheed of Allah. وَإِذَا ذَكَرْتَ رَبَّكَ فِي الْقُرْآنِ وَحْدَهُ وَلَّوْا عَلَىٰ أَدْبَارِهِمْ نُفُورًا. And when you make a mention of your Lord alone, بمعنى you establish the Tawheed, La ilaha illallah, وَلَّوْا عَلَىٰ أَدْبَارِهِمْ, they will turn to their backs, and they will be fleeing with extreme dislike. Nufura, extreme dislike, hating it, wal-iyadhu billah. Likewise in Surah Zumar, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in verse number 45, وَإِذَا ذُكِرَ اللَّهُ وَحْدَهُ اشْمَأَزَّتْ قُلُوبُ الَّذِينَ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ بِالْآخِرَةِ. And when you mention Allah alone, بمعنى إيش؟ التوحيد. When you mention At-Tawheed alone, اشْمَأَزَّتْ قُلُوبُ الَّذِينَ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ بِالْآخِرَةِ. Those who do not believe in the Akhirah, their heart become restless. Their heart become, barakallahu fikum, their heart become restless. Their heart become unhappy. But look at the next one. وَإِذَا ذُكِرَ الَّذِينَ مِن دُونِهِ. And if you make a mention then about other than Tawheed, إِذَا هُمْ يَسْتَبْشِرُونَ. Now they start rejoicing. Some people, you talk about Tawheed, they are ready to jet. But start talking about the World Cup. Who's winning? Who's not winning? Who's the best team? Who's the best goalkeeper? Who's the best striker? They will be happy. They will have time for tomorrow to talk about that foolishness. But to sit in the sitting of Tawheed, in the class of Tawheed, Akhi is sitting on dynamites. Right. They will be ready to, they don't have time for that because their hearts cannot support it. But talk about politics, talk about the president did this, or president did that, the news celebrated that gets shot, that this, that, ishma'adhat qulubuhum. That their hearts, barakallahu fikum, will become very tight, very unpleased, very unsettled, very unrest. But وَإِذَا ذُكِرَ, if you make a mention of min dunihi, that other than the tawheed of Allah, then other than Allah alone subhanahu wa ta'ala, then you will find them إِذَا هُمْ يَسْتَبْشِرُونَ. They will be rejoicing. They will be rejoicing on that point on. You talk about tawheed, people, man, can we talk about other things? Can we talk about other than Aqidah? Akhi, is it everything Aqidah? Right? Is it, can we talk about, you know what I'm saying, this? Can we talk about, you know, the Palestine? Can we talk about, you know, the mortgage in America? He's being foolish. Who?
The same guy yesterday, Ali
Numan Khan, yeah. He's peanut butter, man. Don't even mention that guy, man. He's peanut butter, man.
The worst is Yasir Khan.
Akhi, may Allah subhanahu, it is very important. Do not be amazed by how many people this individual has as followers. Do not be amazed by how many likes or hits. And alhamdulillah, what is for us is not to be listening to these individuals, because they will only corrupt you. The likes of Mufti Mink, or whatever his name is, Mufti Mink, and the likes of this individual. Akhi, you will not find an individual listening to them and have a good understanding of Tawheed, or have a good al-wala'u wal-bara, or have a good esteem about the companions of the Messenger alayhi salatu wasalam. You will not find an individual like this. Look at those who watch Mufti Mink and the likes of this, that their deen is like this, up and down, balbalat, just like he himself. And now don't be thinking, oh, this is backbiting. Okay, clarifying the truth, clarifying the truth. Clarifying that Aqidah doesn't have no backbiting in regard to that. But yet the Salaf, they used to say, let us sit together and backbite the people of deviation for the sake of Allah. Because making a mention of those who corrupted the religion, it is a righteous action. Because those who, alhamdulillah, uquluhum, their intellect is not corrupted yet, that perhaps when they hear the statement, they will be awakened, they will be awake, and they will, alhamdulillah, take the proper mean possible. So look at these two verses, barakallahu fikum. That when you mention Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone, meaning in His Tawheed, you mention Allah alone in His Tawheed, La ilaha illallah, Ishma'azzat qulubul ladhina la yu'minuna bil akhirah, those who do not believe in the hereafter, that their hearts, barakallahu fikum, will become tight, become very tight. So tight they can't even sit tight no more. But if it is mentioned other than Allah, وَإِذَا ذُكِرَ الَّذِينَ مِن دُونِهِ إِذَا هُمْ يَسْتَبْشِرُونَ. If other than Allah is being mentioned, now they are happy. Akhi, talk about the Tawheed of Allah. Man, this individual, they want to just hush you. But you start talking about, man, Messi did not score no goal yet. Did he? Did he? You don't know.